I'm going to talk about determination of forward and futures prices. Before talking about it, I'm gonna introduce some concepts which are helpful to understand today's topic. First, consumption asset and investment assets. Investment assets are assets held by large number of people only for investment. And consumption assets are held mostly for consumption, such as copper and oil. And another concept is short selling. Short selling means selling securities that you do not own. If you instruct a broker to short sell, your broker borrows the securities from another client and sells them in the market in the usual way. At some stage, you must buy the securities so they can be replaced in the account of the client. You must pay dividends and other benefits that the owner of the securities receives. There is an example of short selling. You short 100 shares when the price is $100 and close out the short position 3 months later when the price is $90. During 3 months, a dividend of $3 per share is paid. What is your profit and what would be your loss if you had bought 100 shares? To solve these problems, I made a table which compares two situations. The upper part is about purchasing shares and this one is about short selling. As we well know, purchasing stock is like this and the net profit is minus $700. However, when short selling, from borrowing 100 shares and selling them for $100, we got $10,000 and we have to pay dividends, so pay $300, and 3 months later we buy 100 shares for $90 per share, so we pay $9,000 and replace borrowed shares to close short position. And last net profit is plus $700. So when we expect stock prices will go down, short selling can be a good method. This page shows some notations. S0 is spot price today and F0 is futures or forward price today. T is time until delivery date. R is risk-free interest rate for maturity T. And next, there are questions which will explain valuing the forward price. First question, suppose that the spot price of a non-dividend paying stock is $40. The 3 months forward price is $43 and 3 months US dollar interest rate is 5% per year. Is there an arbitrage opportunity? To solve this problem, first borrow $40 at 5% for 3 months, and with that money buy 1 unit of an asset and enter into forward contract to sell asset in 3 months for $43. 3 months later, sell asset for $43 and use $40.5 to repay loan with interest. As a result, profit realized is $2.5. And second question, conditions are same as previous problem and only difference is the forward price is $39. Is there an arbitrage opportunity? To solve that, first short 1 unit of asset to realize $40 and invest $40 at 5% for 3 months and enter into a forward contract to buy asset in 3 months for $39. 3 months later, buy asset for $39 and close short position and receive $40.5 from investment. Therefore, profit realized is $1.5. There were arbitrage opportunities in both of two situations. Then, under what circumstances do arbitrage opportunities not exist? The first arbitrage works when the floor price is greater than $40.5, and second arbitrage works when floor price is less than $40.5. So we can deduce that for there to be no arbitrage, the floor price must be exactly $40.5. To generalize this example, we consider a forward contract on investment asset with price as 0 that provides no income. The relationship between F0 and S0 is like this. F0 and S0 multiplied by interest rate are different. There can be arbitrage opportunities. And if short sales are not possible, formula still works for investment asset because when the forward price is too low, investors who hold the asset will sell it for S0 and invest the proceeds at interest rate R for time T and take a long position in the forward contract on asset. In this section, we consider a forward contract on an investment asset that will provide a perfectly predictable cash income to the holder. Examples are stocks paying known dividends and coupon-bearing bonds. When an investment asset provides a known income, F0 equals S0 minus I multiplied by interest rate, and I is the present value of income during life of forward contract. And now, if the asset underlying a forward contract provides a known yield rather than a known cash income, F0 is like this, and Q is the average yield during the life of the contract. Valuing forward contract, at first, forward contract is worth 0, later it may go up or down. Suppose that K is delivery price and F0 is forward price for a contract that would be negotiated today. Then we can deduce that the value of long forward contract is F0 minus K discounted by interest rate, and the value of short contract is K minus F0 discounted by interest rate. Now I'm gonna compare forward contracts to futures contracts. When conditions like maturities and asset prices are same, forward and futures prices are usually assumed to be equal. However, when interest rates are uncertain, they are slightly different. It is because of daily settlement of futures. To be specific, consider the situation where the price of underlying asset S is strongly positively correlated with interest rate R. When S is increased, an investor who holds a long future position makes an immediate gain because of the daily settlement procedure. The positive relation indicates that it is likely that interest rates have also increased. the gain will therefore tend to be invested at a higher than average rate of interest. Similarly, when assets decreases, the investor will incur an immediate loss. The loss will tend to be financed at lower than average rate of interest. An investor holding a forward contract rather than a future contract is not affected in this way by interest rate movements. It follows that a long futures contract will be more attractive than similar long forward contract. Therefore, when the asset price is strongly positively correlated with interest rates, futures prices will tend to be higher than forward prices. And opposite, when asset price is strongly negatively correlated with interest rate, forward prices will tend to be higher than futures prices. And now stock index. Stock index can be viewed as an investment asset paying a dividend yield. So the formula is same as before I talk. For the formula to be true, it is important that the index represents an investment asset. Index arbitrage is also same as stock arbitrage. Index arbitrage involves simultaneous trades in futures and many different stocks. So computer is used to generate the trades. However, occasionally simultaneous trades are not possible. Black Monday was one of these situations. There were too many trades on that day, so the delays in processing orders made index arbitrage impossible. Next, futures and forwards on currencies. A foreign currency is similar to a security providing a yield. The yield is foreign risk-free interest rate. It follows that formula, and this is well-known interest rate parity relationship from international finance. This figure illustrates interest rate parity. Suppose that an individual starts with 1,000 units of foreign currency. There are two ways it can be converted to dollars at time t. One is investing it for t years at foreign risk rate and entering into a forward contract to sell process for dollars at time t. This generates this amount of dollars, and the other is by exchanging the foreign currency for dollars in the spot market and investing the profit for t years at rate r. This generates that amount of dollars. In the absence of arbitrage opportunities, the two strategies must give the same result, and therefore it is as in the following. And futures and forward price on currencies like this. In regard to consumption assets, storage acts as a negative income, so this part is not minus but plus, and the reason this part is larger than F0 is consumption asset has consumption value, not for investment. The cost of carry is the storage cost plus the interest rate less the income earned. For an investment asset, F0 is like this, and C is cost of carry, and for a consumption asset, as I told you, because of its consumption value, F0 is less than S. And last, the relationship between futures prices and expected future spot prices. Suppose K is the expected return required by investors in an asset. We can invest F0 discounted by risk-free interest rate at the risk-free rate and enter into a long futures contract to create a cash flow of ST and maturity. This shows that, and therefore if there is no systematic risk, in other words, K equals R, futures price and expected future spot prices are same. And if there is systematic risk, it is as in the following. My presentation is over. Thanks for listening.
So a foreign currency is analogous to a security providing a yield, right? If you have a foreign currency, you just do not hold like euro. Suppose, let's assume we are in the US, we use dollar, and if you use euro, then of course you don't wanna hold euro in your room, right? You should hold euro in the European bank, of course. Then they will earn interest rate. So it is like yield, okay? It provides yield. And then therefore it is kind of benefit of holding foreign currency. So let's talk about some sort of like transaction of changing dollar to euro, okay? Dollar to euro. But let's assume that you don't need euro right now and you need euro sometime later, like a T period later. So let's assume that you are here. It is now. It is now. Okay. Okay. So this is current. Okay. You are here now. And then sometime in the future, okay, like a T period later. Oh, what is this? I don't need arrow. Okay. Okay. Like a T period later, you want to change your dollar into the euro. Okay. Let's assume that we are using dollar. Okay. Of course, we are using one, but we have international students, two international students, so let's be global. So let's assume that we are using dollar now, and we want to change this into euro at T times later. Period later, we need to change dollar into euro. Okay, that's our goal. T period later. Okay, and then in this period, T period later, we change this one into the euro. Okay, something like this. So now we have euro. So this is like a dollar, okay. And then you want to change it to euro, okay. Fortunately, we have the forward contract, okay. Forward contract. So at this period, we know forward rate is F, okay. Forward rate is F. You need to change dollar to euro, okay? So you need basically one euro in T times later, okay? T period you need 1 euro, okay? And then T period later we have forward rate which is F. So how much dollar you need at this time to have 1 euro? What? No, 1 over F. F is like per dollar euro, right? So if you need 1 euro, you need 1 over F, right? You know, that is the ordinary way of quoting international currency, like 1,012 won per dollar. That's the way of quoting interest, quoting, right, value of Korean won. What is the exchange rate between euro and dollar, Rory, nowadays? Exchange rate. Okay. Okay. Let's check. And you know, you can easily check. Euro is strong. So, okay. Euro. Okay. So 1 euro equals 1.3. Definitely euro is stronger, but this is not the way of quoting. In international standard, this is called exchange rate. Everything is per dollar, right? So nowadays, exchange rate between dollar and euro is 0.72. So in order to have, so $1 is same to 0.72 euro, which means that in order to have 1 euro, we need 1 over 0.72 euro, right? Food rate is exactly like that. So if you need 1 euro, at this time you need to have money of, okay, you need basically 1 over F. Okay, you need 1 over F a dollar, and then 1 over F dollar becomes euro, right? So you need 1 over F dollar around here, right? Do you follow me? Okay, I mean this is the obvious, right? And then therefore you need to have 1 over F dollar, okay, 1 over F dollar at time t, and you can change 1 over F dollar into 1 euro, right? 1 euro. And then in order to have 1 over F dollar t times later, how much dollar you have to put in your bank right now? So you have to make 1 over F dollar t times later. Then you have to deposit some money, and it will grow, and will become 1 over F dollar. Then how much? Definitely, as you know, therefore you need to have, oh, right? You need 1 over F dollar, so basically you have to put, right? You have to put this amount in the bank. Actually, we need T, right? You know, it is the continuous compounding discount factor, right? Discount factor. So if you put this money in the bank, and this one grow, and become 1 over F dollar, and then through the forward exchange rate, you change it to your euro. Done, right? That's the one way of having 1 euro at t times later. But there is alternative way. Alternative way is you change your dollar into euro right now, and put your euro in the European bank, right? Then it will become some euro as well, right? Okay, then let's think about it. You need 1 euro at this time, right? 1 euro at this time. Therefore, it means that, okay, in order to make 1 euro in the European bank, how much money you have to put at this time? Not RT, RFT, because now we have a foreign interest rate. This is a US interest rate. Now, okay. Okay. Now, because European interest rate is RF, so you have to put exponential of minus RF T, okay? T euro over here. Let's use small e. Okay? Remember, you want to have 1 euro at this time. Therefore, you deposit this amount in European bank, then it will grow, and will become 1 euro, right? And then you have to put exponential of minus RFT dollar in the European bank through euro, but you have dollar, right? So you have to change your dollar into the euro right now. And what is current exchange rate? Which is 0.72, which we call S. Okay? So you have to change your dollar right now. Okay? Slightly prettier. And you need to put this amount in the European bank right now. In order to put this amount European bank, then basically you need 1 over S dollar, right? 1 over S dollar is, so it is like exchange rate is 0.72, so which means it is like 1.3 something, right? So you need to put that. So what you do is that you change this money, okay? You change this dollar into the euro, and it will become this one money, and then this money will grow in the European bank and becomes 1 euro. So we have 2 ways to having 1 euro, right? And then because both one exactly generate the same 1 euro, therefore it shouldn't matter whether you take this route or this route, right? Therefore, I mean, this is the amount of money, amount of dollar you need through this route, and this is the amount of dollar you need through this route. And this dollar make 1 euro, and this dollar make 1 euro. Exactly the same. Therefore, this and this should be same, right? You need exactly 1 euro in t times later. So you have to, whatever path you take, you should invest exactly same dollar. If this is higher than this one, then no one will invest this one. You will use small money to make 1 euro, right? If this is higher than this one, then everyone wants to take this route. Therefore, this one should be same. So if we put this one equal, therefore, they should be equal, right? Because they are equal, so we put F over here, then we put S over here, right? Uh-oh. What? I think I messed up something. Oh, right. So S over here. I think wait. RF with foreign visit rate. Just a moment. I think somehow I messed up. 1 over S. RF is 14. So actually it is because if I do this one, it becomes RF minus R. Actually this is the opposite. I don't know. This is somehow I made mistake. Where? It is 1 over F dollar. This is 1 over F dollar, and then RT dollar. Actually, strange. Wait, just 1 euro. So 1 euro, 1 euro is this dollar. Strange. That's it. 1 dollar, and then it becomes 1 dollar S. It becomes 1 over S euro. 1 over S, and then I think I am wrong. Sorry, I think this is the other way. Okay. Therefore, $1, it becomes 1 euro, euro to 1 euro. Dollar. So it seems that this is should be F, and actually this should be S. Okay, and then this should be F. Okay, and this should be S, and this should be F. Therefore, F equals S ESP R minus RF. Okay, multiplied by T. It should be this way. Okay, so this is 1 euro. This is Korean won. Yes, I think because yeah. I'm confused, right? I'm confused because everything exchange is per dollar. So let's change this one into the conveniently one. Okay, $1 to $2. Okay, okay, $1 to $2. I think this one is better. So dollar one. Okay, dollar Korean won exchange rate is this one, right? This one. So in order to change one to dollar, okay, in order to have I need $1, so I need this money, and per dollar I have to invest this one, right? So it should be S, not 1 over S. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I'm confused. You know, convention is that, okay, I'm sorry, convention is that per dollar, okay, dollar should be denominator, right? Dollar is denominator. So in order to have since dollar is denominator, in order to have $1, I have to put like 1,000 won, something like that. So in order to have this amount of dollar, I have to current exchange rate multiplied by this one, which should be less than $1,000, something like that, right? Right, dollar is denominator. So foreign currency should be in the denominator. Likewise, in this period, foreign exchange rate rate some sort of f. So I need this f amount of 1 to change it to $1. Right? Sorry, that's why I confused. Not 1 over f. $1 is straightforward, but somehow as I use dollar, euro, I become confused. Okay. So our target money should be, because we need 1 unit of the target money, so that should be in the denominator, right? And that is the usual way of quoting exchange rate. Right? So again, these two roots should be same. This root means that in order to have $1, I need this F amount of Korean won, or 1,000 something, and in order to have this number of Korean won, I need to have I need to have this amount of money in the Korean bank. So this money in the Korean bank becomes F, and I put this F into the dollar. Likewise, okay, in this case, I change this money into the dollar right now. Okay, and because exchange rate is one, I become this dollar, and this one grow in the U.S. bank, so it becomes $1. Both roots is the same. Therefore, this is the formula for currency futures contract. Sorry that I was a bit confused. If we change into the dollar euro, right, then it is the euro dollar exchange rate. Right? Euro dollar exchange rate. So it is the dollar per euro. Okay. So it should be like the other way around. So target money is denominator. Right? So any question? In the previous case, in some sense, I'm right, but it is not one. This is the we have to change inverse way of thinking of the exchange rate, because I have to dollar into the euro in the previous case. So that exchange rate 1 over s is like actually the other way of quoting exchange rate. Okay, in the textbook. So in the textbook, okay, in the textbook, when you think about this F and S into the exchange rate, it is not the usual way of quoting exchange rate. This is exchange rate in which our target currency is in the denominator. Right? So in the previous case, okay, in the previous case, I wrote down in the euro dollar relationship. In the euro dollar relationship, actually I was not wrong. I wrote down, okay, E R F F T. I wrote down this way. Okay, but this is actually not wrong. Okay, this is the usual way of quoting exchange rate, but in the textbook for the formula, we have to define this one as F, and we have to call this one as F. Okay, so again, you shouldn't be confused. SID. This F and S is not the usual way of quoting exchange rate. It's the quoting exchange rate in which our target money is in denominator. Okay, so in this case, in the usual way of quoting exchange rate, dollar is usually denominator, right? Dollar is denominator. But in the previous example, our target currency is euro, so euro should be denominator. So we have to define exchange rate in this way, so inverse. So I was not actually wrong, but I just used difference notation. Okay. Rory, do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Sorry about So it is not. I was not wrong. I was just messed up with the notation. Okay. And then actually we can apply exactly same logic to the other usual forward contract. So yes, actually we can apply exactly the same logic. So let's copy and paste. Okay. Now instead of dollar, we change it to gold, right? And then, okay, win to the 1 to the hold. And actually it is same, but I have to change this one to the Q. Okay, now I have to put Q. Q is kind of yield, okay, like yield from gold. Okay, let's say it is stock. Okay, and in this case, Q is like a dividend in terms of dividend. So in order to have a stock, one stock, okay, one stock in T times later, again we have two ways. Okay, first we enter into the forward contract and I promise that I will pay X dollar at this period and get one stock. Okay? And in order to have F1 at this time, you want to buy this one, I have to put this amount into the bank. Okay? So I put this amount into the bank, this money becomes F, and I promise, as I promised, I use this F into the stock. It's one way of getting one stock. And another way is I hold the stock right now. Okay? I hold the stock right now, and then good thing is that, okay, okay, now the stock price is S, but I don't need full amount of S right now. I just need exponential of minus Q amount of S. Okay, and then I invest this one and I buy this amount of stock, and because stock generates dividend, right? Stock generates dividend. This amount of stock becomes for one stock, right? Because of the dividend, stock grows, right? And then again, these two root should be exactly same. Therefore, this should be same. Therefore, this is the formula. Actually, we can think about, so this is a continuous pay of dividend, but we can think about more complicated dividend. Okay? If the dividend is like paid period with some money, okay, what we have to do is we have to get the current, okay, present value of all future dividend payment, and let's say this is I. Okay? Let's say I. Let's define now. Let I be the present value of all dividend flow up to T. Okay? Dividend flow up to time T. Okay, then what did is that, okay, because I want to have 1 unit of stock at time T, but from now to the T, basically the stock generates I amount of dividend, right? So I don't need S. I can invest only S minus I. I can invest only now S minus I. Okay. I can invest only S minus I, right? And then because this future entire dividend flow is I, so S minus I become a stock T times later. Because again, I is entire present value of entire dividend flow for per stock up to time T, right? So in order to have one stock at time T, I don't need full one stock right now. I need just S minus I amount of one stock. S minus 1 minus basically I amount of stock, and that will grow to the one stock at time T later. Right? Understand? And then of course another way is I put this amount and do this way, okay? Then this money and this one should be exactly same. Okay? This amount and this amount should be same, right? And therefore, our new formula is something like, where is it? R2, yes, this one. Okay, F equal S minus I E R. Because S minus I equals F exponential of minus R multiplied by T. Therefore, F, we move this one, so therefore F equals S minus I exponential of R multiplied by T. Okay, so we have the formula. So this is how we get this is how we compute forward flight. Any questions? So once you understand this logic, you will never be confused unless you confuse with terminology like that. Okay. No question? Question? No. I think this is the important part. And then I have an announcement about the exam. Okay. I added one question to the midterm exam. So let's go to our midterm exam. So Lori, you don't have to worry about this. Okay. So let's click let's click midterm exam link. As you can see, problem 1 is to write a code, okay, develop R, okay, develop R code for binomial t evaluation of American food or European food code, and input should be like this. This is the question number 1, and question number 2 is compare the value of European ocean from binomial t and black shore, and develop graphic and numeric documentation with good explanation. Okay. So you have to convert the binomial tree, your ocean value, from binomial tree, convert the value of the fractional model when this tree size is large. Okay. And then I add one more question. Question number 3. Question number 3 is basically I want you to interpret result of my paper. This is my paper I'm working on right now. I only attach the table because I don't want you to copy my interpretation. So if you click, then there is a bunch of tables. What you have to do is you have to provide economic intuition and explanation about the result in the table. Okay. And there are even hints below each table. In order to understand this table, actually you need some institutional background. Some hint. So this is the typical, it's written in Korean. I'm sorry, I couldn't find English screenshot. Okay, so it is like a trading screen, home trading system trading screen for Korean futures contract. And this one, this rectangle is the market price. So it is the price, okay, current market price. And then this basically this is the information about limit order. Right? Limit order means you specify price. Actually, there is two kinds of limit order: sell limit order and buy limit order. In sell limit order, you specify a price, and you say that okay, if price is below, no, if price is above that specified price, I will sell. And the buy limit order means that they specify again the price, and if price falls below that specified price, then buy order becomes active. Okay? So this is the market price, and then this is a series of sell limit order price. Okay, so currently market price is 260.45, and then there is a remaining order. Okay, remaining order of 80. So this 80 is somehow in some it is not executed. Maybe there we have more demand than supply. So 80 is not okay executed. So it's remaining quantity. And then there is a higher price 260.50, and then there is 202 limit order, sell limit order, such that if price is above this one, let me sell my stock. But unfortunately, stock price is below this one, so therefore 202 orders are not executed. Likewise, there is a higher price of 260.55, and then there is 2.07, no, 207 limit order. 207 limit orders that waiting to be executed if price goes above 260.55. However, again, because price is low, they are not executed. So we have a series sell limit order prices and sell limit order. This screen shows basically top 5 lowest 5 sell limit orders. But of course there are more limit orders. And if we add all these remaining limit order, that is 112,495. Okay, so it is like aggregate sell limit orders. Total sell limit orders at this moment. Likewise, we have buy limit orders. Okay, this is the market price, and below this one at 260.40, there is 118 buy limit orders. Means that these 118 limit orders are waiting. Okay, they want this 118 orders. They want to buy stock if stock price is below this one, but stock price is above this one, so they are not executed. At 260.35, we have limit order of 274. They will be executed if stock price falls below this one, but it is above this one, so they are not executed. And then below this one, there will be a series of remaining limit orders. And if we add them all, we have 11,727. Okay, so it is total sell limit order book. It is total buy limit order book. My key intuition is that the gap between this one and this one have a predictive power over the future price, which means like 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, something like that. So I did that investigation. So hint, okay. Hint for this analysis of mine, okay, I obtained my transaction data from FlashNet. FlashNet commercial data vendor, and FlashNet stats tick by tick. So in market, every moment is movement, tick by tick. Okay, tick is each unit. Okay, so there is a FlashNet takes tick by tick market transaction data, and our variables as follows. When we say price is the close price at the end of each minute, per minute. So the last transacted price nearest to the end of each minute interval. I need interval. And then market clears at the most risk transacted price. So this is the transacted price 260.45, which we call last transacted price. Okay, or transacted price is either ask or bid price. Okay, in this case is actually bidding price, ask price means is the lowest price of sell order. Okay, so we have sell order like this, and this is the lowest. Therefore, it is called ask price. Okay, a price is the highest. No. Ask price the lowest price seller. Now bid price the highest price of the buy order. So this we have buy order, and among buy orders, this is highest. So this 206.40. This is called bid price. Okay. We focus on limit order. Therefore, a sell limit order is also called an offer or ask. So sell limit orders are sell orders which become act if price of above correspond. So they are sell limit orders. Sell limit order at the price of 260.50. We have 207 sell limit order at price of 260.55. So, and then a buy limit order is also called a bid. Buy limit order are also price contingent and price contingent to buy and if price contingent to buy. Okay, if a price fall below specified price, so we have a buy limit order of 118 at 260.40. Okay, we have a buy limit order of 270 at the price of 260.25. This is somehow weird English. Buy limit orders are all price contingent. To buy assets if price falls below pre-specified price of the asset. I think this is fair. Okay. And then this is a kind of trading skill domain. First, above or less transacted price, there is a higher sell limit prices and corresponding sell limit order, right? This is market price, and above this one, okay, let's move this one below. Okay, and then in this trading screen, above transacted prices, there are higher sell limit price, right? Higher sell limit price and corresponding sell limit orders, right? And then the sum of all these sell limit orders given a transacted price is what we could call total remaining sell order book count, or remaining quantity of total sell limit orders. Here the number is 112,495. For simplicity, let us call this number remaining quantity of total sell limit order as the sharp sell order book. Okay, because this is too long. Okay, call B. Okay. Second, and then below the rest transacted price, there are lower buy limit prices, right? Lower buy limit prices, and then what? Corresponding buy limit orders. And if we add this all, we have only top 5, but if we add all the same limit order, then 11,727. Okay, and this number is called the total remaining buy order book count, or remaining quantity of total buy limit orders. For simplicity, let us call the remaining quantity of total buy order as a sharp buy order. So this is called a sharp buy order. And in the table for your exam, we will see a variable called the bid-ask ratio. Okay, and the bid-ask ratio is a measure of order imbalance, right? It's kind of order imbalance. In this case, we have more seller than more buyer, right? We have more because it is some of sell limit order and some of buy limit order. So we have more sellers than buyers, right? And so the ratio between this one and this one is kind of order imbalance. Okay, we define bid-ask ratio as a sharp buy book. So this one minus sharp sell order book, this one minus this one, divided by this one plus this one, right? divided by sharp by order book plus sharp 0 order book. Thus, this measures the relative stacked size of bid orders over ask orders. Okay. We hypothesize, basically my hypothesis is that the larger the bid orders closure, if we have more of this one, then the higher the price at the several minutes in future because we have more buyers. So I guess that will drive the price up in several minutes later. So that's my hypothesis. And then we need institutional background. Kospi 200 futures contract daily price yield are plus minus 10%. Plus minus 10%. Okay. From close price of the previous day. Also, we have a limit of the price fluctuation. Therefore, all bid and ask price within the price range are counted at the end of each minute. Okay. So in this table, we have only these 5 price or 5 price, but we need more number of these prices, like plus minus 10% range of the previous closing price of the future. Okay. Therefore, all bid and ask price within the price range are counted at the end of each new interval. This bid as the count data is unique in Korea. Okay, because most of our exchange only for nearest or up to 5 years bid and order information like this. Okay. And then there is a trading volume, and trading volume is sum of trade within the minute interval we examine. And then another important variable is relative volume. Relative volume is the sum of total transactions divided by total open interest of futures at all expiration date. Okay. So traders, we use all futures at all expiration date because traders should roll over their contract to the next month contract. Right? If suppose a trader have a futures contract and it has expiration date, and if we are near the expiration date, and if they don't close that order and buy longer one, that will be expired. Okay, so in order to maintain the futures position, they have to shut the near end futures contract and change it to longer expiration date, longer month contract. That is called rollover. Okay, so rollover their contract to the next month contract. Therefore, using total open interest for denominator stabilizer value. We use total in detail. More specifically, we use the total interest of Kospi 200 future listening carried at the end of each minute interval. Kospi 200 future contract expire every 3 months at the second Thursday. Characteristic 4 contracts outstanding. Okay, thus we count all open interest of the 4 contracts. In practice, only 2 nearest contracts are normally traded. Actively traded. However, we count all open interest across maturity because of rollover effect. As the expiration days approach, traders roll over to the next contract. Thus, if we normalize trading volume with open interest nearest contract solely, normalized trading volume is always exaggerated near the expiry. Okay? That's why it is a technical part. Anyway, this is the newly added question for the midterm exam. Okay? So, interpret result for the Korean case in my result and this table. You should provide economic intuition behind the result. Finally, suggest the extension research and argue why such extension is important in this. Any question about any question? No, no question. 질문 있어요? 중간고사 문제에 대해서? 왜냐면 중간고사에 3문제밖에 안 돼요. The due is April 20. No. You should ask a question right now. That's unfair. Okay? That's unfair. You ask a question to me privately. Okay? If you have a question, you should ask a question right now. 일요일이에요? 그런가? Okay? Please submit your homework to my TA, not to me, okay? Otherwise, I get confused. 없죠. 네. 집에서 테이크홈 익점 하고 원래 인클래스 익점 보려고 했는데 좋은 아이디어가 아니다. 테이크홈 익점만 보자. 강력한 항의 메일을 받아서 존중하기로 했습니다. 인클래스 익점 보고 싶은 사람 그건 원하면 제가 다음 주에 시험 볼 수 있어요. 테이크홈 익점으로 충분해요? 인클래스 익점 보고 싶어요? 인클래스 익점 보고 싶은 사람 없네. 뭐 어쨌든 하겠습니다. Okay, and then let's go to today's topic. Okay, last week we made this exercise, right? Do you remember? So we have stock price and something like this, and we generate stock price dynamics and European production dynamics and American production dynamics. And European production is American production is. And then actually we can calculate the delta, okay? Delta of the option. Delta is the ratio of the change in the price of stock option to the change in the price of underlying asset. So denominator is the change of the underlying stock price, and numerator is the change of the derivative price. Okay, the value of delta varies from node to node. Okay, so in this case, in this node, suppose I want to change delta of the American put option at this point, at the price of 5, this one, and the delta is of course delta is my calculation minus 0.53 or 53, and this is the first. Okay, I have to change denominator is a change of stock price from 40 to 60, right? The denominator is h2 minus h3, and nominator is now change of the option price, this one minus this one, right? Therefore delta of the American production at this point is minus 0.5296. And similarly, we can calculate the delta at this point. At this point, okay, change of stock price can become at this node, can become either this one or this one in future. So denominator is this one minus this one. Actually here this one minus this one. And nominator, when price is this one, my production price is this one, and when stock price is this one, my production price is this one. So this one minus this one is nominator. So delta looks like this. And when stock price is 40 or American put option price is 12, delta is easier to calculate. Right? It is minus 1 because when stock price becomes this one and this one, okay, option price can become this one and this one. Okay, actually they should be same in this case because both of them are in the money. Okay? So in this case, naturally the delta is minus 1. Okay? So using this binomial tree, you can calculate delta very easily, and then not surprisingly, delta changing node by node. Okay? Of course, it does not make sense to calculate delta at the terminal period, right? At this time, stock price doesn't move. Therefore, option price doesn't move either. So it does not make sense to calculate delta at the terminal node. But before terminal node, we can calculate delta using binomial tree, and then delta change at every record. And actually this is actually important for your midterm exam. Until now, I did not explain what is up stock return and stock price can move up or down, right? We have two cases, but I do not discuss how much stock price will move up or down in the next video. Because of the intuition of risk neutral dynamics, actually up return will be like this, and down return will be like this. Actually, there are a lot of ways of specifying up return and down return, but this is one of them, the most popular one. Okay? But it is not my preferred one. I prefer another method which I will explain later, but anyway, this was the most popular one. Okay? So if you set up return and down return this way, and then volatility of stock return becomes this one. If we have enough number of samples, and expected return, and if we as if we expected return of the stock price becomes risk free rate because we are in the risk neutral world. It depends on, of course, the risk neutral probability P. So therefore, if we have risk neutral probability, which is ERT minus D over U minus D, and then specify U and D this way, then we can match the volatility and we can match the expected return, which should be equal to risk free rate. And about Giussano's theorem, okay? The important part is that, okay, go back to our intuition of derivative pricing. I told you that when we do the derivative pricing, we imagine as if we are in the risk neutral world, right? In that world, we do the derivative pricing, and I argue that that derivative pricing is the same to the real derivative price. Right? That's the key intuition of risk neutral valuation. Right? And then in the hypothetical risk neutral world, because everyone is risk neutral, every asset return should be expected asset return should be risk free rate, right? Then the next question, how about volatility? As we move from real world to risk neutral world, we change every asset return into risk neutral, risk free rate, right? But how about volatility, fluctuation of stock, right? Intuitively, so naturally we have assumed, okay, since we change return, we should change some kind of volatility into some sort of risk neutral volatility, right? Conveniently, actually, we don't have to change it. We don't need to consider risk neutral volatility. If we move from real world to risk neutral world, we can change only return to the risk free rate and use exactly the same volatility and construct the UFP like this way. This volatility you can get from historical data. That is called Giussano's theorem. Okay? It makes our life very easy. Okay? Volatility is the same in the real world and risk neutral world. Okay, so when you go to risk neutral world, we can change only return to the risk free rate for all assets, and volatility is same. Actually, volatility is much easier to estimate than the return. So this makes our life very easy. We can therefore measure volatility in the real world and use it to build a tree for the asset in the risk neutral world. Okay, and this one. Okay. And then about risk neutral probability, right? Risk neutral probability without dividend, I argue the risk neutral probability looks like this one. Okay? So reason is that because in the risk neutral world, every asset should grow with the same rate, and at the same rate to the risk free rate, right? Therefore, our fundamental result is that suppose V0 at V0, it is future asset price at time t. Okay, and let expected VT. I need stop. Now it is expectation. Right? Okay, because we don't know future stock price, right? If we know future stock price, we can make infinite money, but unfortunately we don't, right? But at least we can tell the expectation, and let's assume that we are in the risk neutral world, then we can calculate expected future price in the risk neutral world, right? And then if since this is a current stock price, so in the risk neutral world, every transaction, every asset should generate exactly same risk-free return, right? So if we put V0 in the bank right now, how much money we will have at time t later in the risk-free asset? Okay, then because its risk-free rate is R, okay, it will become R T, right? Right? Because risk rate is R. So if we don't, okay, if we put, do you have any question? Yes. No, I mean, thing is that, okay, this is the, so instead of buying the stock on asset, you put that money into the, exactly the bank. Bank then risk-free rate R, so that money will grow current stock price multiply that money in T times later. Okay? Then alternatively, instead of putting V0 at the bank, you can buy stock, right? And then that stock will be some value at time t in the risk neutral world, right? But because you are in the risk neutral world, expected return should be same, right? Which means that whether you put money, exactly same money in the bank or exactly same money in the stock market, they should generate the same value, same expected value at time t. Therefore, because we are in the risk neutral world, it means this one should be same to this one. Right? This one should be, because we are in the risk neutral world. This is kind of right? And then let's assume that, let's say that U is the probability going up and D probability, no, U is the up return and D is down return. Therefore, if there is a probability P, this means P multiplied by U multiplied by V0, right? And plus 1 minus P D, right? Okay. Here, let P be the risk neutral probability. Okay? We have only two scenarios going up and down. Okay? And this part should be same to this part. Actually, I explained this already, but I'm repeating it for you. So this one should be very highlight not MS Word. Okay, should highlight. No highlight. Highlight. So therefore this one. Yeah. Anyway, so this one should be equal to this one. Right? And this one should be equal to. So if we solve this one, therefore we have one equation p, right? And one unknown p and only one equation, so we can solve p. Right? So if we copy and paste out of this one and then this one equal, right? Then we have v0 everywhere, so we can cancel out. We can cancel out. We have this one, and this one is basically what? P multiplied by u minus d plus d. Therefore, P equal, right? This one minus d over u minus d, right? This is the risk neutral probability. This is how we calculate risk neutral probability, and we use this risk neutral probability for valuation, right? So it is same to this one. Okay. Here they use delta t instead of t. Delta t or t is the period of time. Okay. And then let's make this one slightly more complicated. In this case, there is no dividend. No dividend from the underlying asset. And the question is, what if there is a dividend of underlying asset? If there is a dividend in the underlying asset, whether there is a dividend or not, expected return should be always same to risk-free rate, right? In the risk-neutral world. But if there is a dividend, and then that asset still generate risk-free rate, actually I earn more money. I make money of risk-free rate plus dividend, right? Therefore, if there is a dividend, expected return of that asset should be lower than risk-free rate, right? Actually, I want to continue the class without break because I want to finish the class a bit early today. I want to finish the class before 11 o'clock. So again, if there is a dividend now, the sum of that dividend flow plus capital gain, price of change should be equal to risk-free rate, right? Therefore, if there is a dividend, let now Q be the dividend rate. Now let Q the dividend rate. If you consider dividend into the Q as a dividend rate, and then, right? Whenever there is a stock return, okay? Now the underlying asset generate excess dividend, right? Excess dividend. So mathematically speaking, okay? Now at each moment we have a new dividend flow, EXP are Q multiplied P here and here, right? Because now it pays dividend rate of the Q, right? So over time, let me right? Now we have a dividend, now they pay dividend. So whether price go up or down, they pay dividend each period, right? slightly. So now we have this one multiplied by actually this part, right? And then if we solve one, now we get r minus q. R minus q, right? So if we have a dividend, risk neutral, right? Risk neutral formula becomes this one. So this is mathematical, but actually my preferred explanation is you know, the expected value of this one, but because if we invest in the asset, okay, that will pay lower dividend. So actually we can make it r minus q over here. That is alternate way. That's my preferred explanation. So anyway, this makes this one, right? So for a stock index, whether Q is the dividend yield on the index, we change this one. And in case of foreign currency, risk-free asset of the foreign bank is the kind of dividend, so we can change this one. Now for futures contract, A equals 1. Okay. For when underlying asset is a futures contract, A equals 1, which means that okay. When underlying asset is futures contract, we argue that this part is just 1, right? This part is 1 means that r minus q that is 0, right? This part is 0, so it means that ex exponential 0, so it is 1, right? So the intuition is that when futures is underlying asset, you know, the futures contract is the like promise of the both part. The promise that okay, I'll pay some money and you give me asset sometime later. Important part is that we don't exchange any money right now. Right? We just make promise each other that we will receive money. I'll give you money for future price and you just give me asset sometime later. Because we don't exchange any money right now, therefore there is no financing cost. So it is like we are saving the finance cost, which means that it is like the same that we receive a dividend exactly same to finance cost, which is risk-free rate. That's why in the futures, when futures is underlying it, we can say R is Q. Actually, Q equals R. Okay? Dividend rate is exactly the same finance cost because we don't have to pay money, which means that we can save 20% finance cost, which is like we have dividend flow exactly as risk-free rate. Right? However, my preferred intuition is this one. We should have actually this one. Okay, this one, which means that when futures is underlying asset, therefore my argument is expected value of the underlying asset in future. Because you know we are in the risk neutral world, and we promise that I'll pay some dollar to the other part, and other part give me the asset sometime later. Because we are risk neutral, that money we exchange should be exactly the same to risk, exactly the same to expected value of the asset at that time. If you know, if this is the greater than this one, or this is greater than this one, which means that when this means that I actually pay low money, small money than the expected value in future to get the asset. Since no one care about risk, it doesn't make sense. I can get more money to receive assets with high expected value, right? Because we care only about expected value. So that doesn't make sense. Likewise, this does not make sense either. I don't wanna pay more than the expected value in the risk neutral world. Because again, I care only expected price. Therefore, I have no reason to pay more than expected price as a future price, some in future, right? Therefore, since everyone is risk neutral, these two should be exactly the same. This one is exactly the same, and means that okay, we ignore this part and we ignore this one, so this is one, right? This is one, which means so like we have right? Okay, we are solving this equation, right? So if we divide this side with 3 zeros, this is 1, 1. Therefore, we can solve P. Okay, something like this. This is your last. So you don't have to memorize anything, right? Just you have intuition, you understand everything. I think that's much better. Okay, any question? 질문 없죠? No question. I think this is enough for today. Because of the reserved army trade, some Korean male want to go. I don't want to advance more for this class material because it's unfair to our male students who are taking the reserved army training, and they are doing that for this country, right? So I don't want to penalize them. This is enough for today, and then next week again we don't have class, and next week we will have a low risk presentation, and next week we will begin to learn stochastic calculus. Okay, thank you, and see you in 2 weeks.